Officer Ryan Calloway wasn't just a cop. He was a decorated war veteran and a grieving widower. His life had seen enough loss to break any man, but the one constant keeping him grounded was Rex, a retired military German shepherd with a past as storied as Ryan's. Rex wasn't just a K-9 unit dog assigned to Ryan. He was his best friend, his confidant, and the last living being he trusted completely. Ryan had rescued Rex from a kill shelter 2 years prior. The dog had served multiple tours in Afghanistan, saving soldiers and detecting IEDs. But once his service ended, he was discarded like broken equipment until Ryan found him. The bond they formed was instantaneous and unshakable. From then on, they became a team on and off duty. In the mornings, as Ryan laced up his boots, Rex would be waiting by the door, tail wagging, ears perked, eyes full of purpose. Their connection was silent but deep, like two soldiers who didn't need words to understand each other. In a quiet American town with low crime but dark corners, they patrolled the streets with silent determination. Locals often said Ryan and Rex moved as one, and in many ways they did. Two wounded souls who healed each other without ever needing to speak. It was supposed to be routine, just a simple check on a tip about a possible illegal weapon stash in an abandoned building on the edge of town. Ryan had done this kind of thing dozens of times. Confident it was nothing major, he took Rex and decided to check it out without waiting for backup. The building was crumbling, the floorboard sagging, the air thick with dust and mildew. As Ryan stepped further inside, the floor suddenly gave way beneath him. A hidden trapdoor, camouflaged under rotting wood and debris, sprang open, and before he could react, Ryan plummeted nearly 10 feet into a narrow, hand-dug pit. Dirt, broken planks, and shattered bricks rained down on top of him. He hit the bottom hard, his flashlight snapping in half, his radio crushed beneath his body. He tried to shout, but the soil quickly filled his mouth. It was dark, silent, and suffocating. Buried alive, Ryan could do nothing but pray someone would find him. Above, Rex barked in a panic. Circling the collapsed floor, dirt flying as he clawed at the spot where his partner had vanished. Ryan's scent, familiar, comforting, and now faint under layers of earth, was all Rex had to hold on to. But it was enough. Rex went into a frenzy the moment Ryan vanished beneath the ground. His instincts kicked in like a switch flipped. He barked furiously, pawed at the broken earth until his claws tore and bled, and whined with heartbreaking urgency. He darted toward the street, weaving between traffic, trying to stop cars, leaping onto their doors, howling at strangers. But to the untrained eye, he was just a panicked dog, possibly aggressive or injured. No one realized he was crying for help. For 2 long hours, Rex refused to leave the spot. He returned to the hole again and again, digging, barking, ears twitching at every faint noise from beneath the soil. When the first officers finally arrived, Rex didn't greet them with tail wags. He charged at them, grabbing sleeves, tugging them toward the trapdoor. Blood coated his paws, his eyes wide and wild with fear and urgency. It wasn't until a fellow K-9 handler arrived and saw Rex's exact behavior, the fixed stare, the digging, the position of the scent, that reality hit. Something was very wrong beneath that ground. The officer dropped to his knees and began to dig with his bare hands. Others followed, and soon a full excavation was underway. Rex never stopped barking. He never left the edge. He was telling them, in the only way he could, asterisk, he's down there. Hurry, asterisk. Shovels were the first tools to hit the earth. But progress was slow. The ground was packed tight, and time was slipping away. Someone called for an excavator, and within minutes, the machine roared to life, digging alongside officers on their hands and knees. Rex didn't move from the edge. His fur was matted with dirt, his paws raw, but he stood watch, eyes fixed on a growing hole like a soldier guarding his fallen comrade. After nearly an hour of digging, someone shouted they'd found something, a glimpse of fabric, then a hand. Ryan's body was limp, buried in layers of soil and rubble. His uniform was torn, his face pale, lips tinged blue. A medic checked his pulse. Faint but present. Breathing? Barely there. He had been underground for nearly 3 hours, and they were seconds away from losing him. Paramedics worked fast, fitting him with oxygen, loading him onto a stretcher. As they lifted him, Rex stepped forward, whimpering softly. Ignoring commands to stay back, he gently licked the mud from Ryan's cheek, as if trying to wake him. No one stopped him. No one could. Hardened officers, men and women who had seen the worst life had to offer, stood silently with tears streaming down their faces. Because in that moment, it was clear, this wasn't just a dog saving a handler. This was a bond that defied logic, a love that had become a lifeline. Rex had not only sensed where Ryan was, he had refused to give up until someone listened. And because of that, Ryan was still alive. Ryan was rushed into intensive care, clinging to life. Doctors worked through the night, stabilizing his broken ribs, treating his bruised lungs, and pumping oxygen into his body ravaged by deprivation. The prognosis was grim. He had been buried too long. Some said he may never wake up. But Rex didn't care about statistics. The moment Ryan was moved to his hospital room, Rex was allowed in, and he refused to leave. Every day, the nurses placed a blanket on the floor beside the bed, and every day, Rex laid down motionless, his eyes locked on Ryan's pale face. He wouldn't eat. He ignored the nurses' gentle coaxes. He didn't bark. He didn't whine. He simply waited. 10 days passed. 10 long, silent days of sterile air, blinking machines, and stillness. Until one quiet afternoon, something changed. Ryan's fingers twitched. His lips parted. And slowly, his eyes fluttered open. Blinking through the haze, the first thing he saw wasn't the ceiling of the doctor's. It was Rex, sitting upright, tail barely moving. For a moment, the room froze. Then Rex let out a single, soft bark, not loud, not demanding, just a quiet, hopeful sound. The kind of bark you give when you recognize someone you love. Nurses ran in, doctors followed, but Rex didn't move. He had waited, and now Ryan was awake. In that soft bark was everything unspoken. Asterisk, I never left you. You came back. Asterisk. Word of Rex's incredible act of loyalty and heroism spread like wildfire. News outlets dubbed him the miracle dog, and his story aired nationwide. TV anchors choked up while telling it. School children mailed in hand-drawn cards and pictures of German shepherds wearing medals. People from all over the country sent treats, toys, and letters addressed simply, asterisk to Rex, the hero dog. Asterisk the city organized a public ceremony in his honor. On a sunny afternoon, officers stood at attention as the mayor placed a custom bronze medal around Rex's neck. Ryan, still healing and walking with cane, wore his full uniform and stood proudly beside him. The applause was thunderous. Cameras flashed. People cheered. But Rex didn't soak it in. The moment the medal ceremony ended, he turned toward Ryan, nudging his hand gently, tail wagging low, as if to say, "This is nice, but I'm only here for you." They walked off stage together without fanfare, quietly, just as they had arrived. That evening, Ryan posted a photo of Rex sitting at his feet, still wearing the medal. His caption read, asterisk, I saved his life once. This time he saved mine. Asterisk, and that simple sentence captured everything. The debt, the love, the unspoken bond between a man and his dog who had pulled each other back from the edge twice. Just 3 months after Rex's heroic moment, the unimaginable happened. It started subtly, a limp in his back leg. Then came the vomiting, the loss of appetite, and the sudden weight drop. Concerned, Ryan rushed him to the vet, hoping it was something minor. But the x-rays told a crueler story. Advanced bone cancer, aggressive and spreading fast. It was inoperable. The vet's voice was gentle but final. There were no treatments, no surgeries, just time. Maybe 2 weeks, at best. Ryan's heart broke in a way he hadn't felt since losing his wife. He sat in the car with Rex for hours, not driving, just crying into his fur, whispering, "This isn't fair." The next day, Ryan took leave from the force. Every moment now had to count. He and Rex revisited their favorite places. The quiet lake where Rex chased ducks, the park where they'd trained, the little coffee shop that always saved a strip of bacon just for him. Ryan cooked steak dinners, let Rex sleep in bed beside him, and refused to leave his side. Every night, before falling asleep, he whispered, "Thank you," into the warm fur curl beside him, not just for saving his life, but for giving it meaning again. On Rex's final day, The world seemed quieter. The sky was clear, the breeze gentle, as if nature itself understood. Ryan gently carried him to the open field behind their home, the same one where Rex used to leap through tall grass and chase butterflies with puppy-like joy. But now, Rex was slow, his breast shallow, his once bright eyes dim but peaceful. They sat together in the sun-drenched grass. No words, just presence. Rex rested his head on Ryan's lap, as he had done so many times before, only now it was for the last time. When the vet arrived, Ryan didn't move. He simply cradled Rex gently, burying his face into that familiar fur. "It's okay, buddy," he whispered through tears. "You can rest. I'll take it from here." With one final exhale, Rex passed, calm, loved, and right where he belonged. At the funeral, officers stood in solemn salute. A flag was folded. A trumpet played. The K-9 community mourned one of their own. Beneath a small tree, a simple headstone was placed that read, "Rex, hero, partner, family." Every morning since, Ryan still glances toward the door before heading out, half expecting to see Rex, tail wagging, eyes locked, ready for duty. He isn't there, but in Ryan's heart he always is, faithful and silent, forever mission ready.